All right. Well, good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year to you once again. It's January 3rd or so, and before too much time passed, I just have so much commentary I wanted to share on what I was really talking about during my homily for January 1st. I actually have so much to share, I actually am not going to fit it into one video, but I have at least my starting points. You see, on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, it was the same homily, I was talking about sparks and a certain sense of spiritual awareness, that spirit of the Son of God alive in our hearts. And, that can be a very direct thing, a very direct sense of Christ and the Holy Spirit at work in the world, but there's also an indirect way that's at play, which is a little more in line for what sparks are from these other sources I was referring to. And really what it boils down to is it comes down to a mix of appreciation. Appreciation for the wonders of the external world, the world that is not us. There's that on one end, and on the other hand is the amazingness of us, of our imagination, our creativity, our dignity as human beings, just the amazing splendor of who we really are when we allow ourselves to be who God intends us to be. If you have at least a little portion of both of those things, again, appreciation for the outside world and appreciation for yourself and your internal dimension, you might call it. If you have a little bit of both of those, you're probably going to be okay. So on that note, it is just so easier for me to reflect and celebrate on what that means now that it's 2017. For one thing, I mentioned that there was this book that I read in 1997. As a matter of fact, there is another book that I happened to read in 1997 called Life's Little Instruction Booklet. Life's Little Instruction Book, not booklet. I actually got this at a band field trip in Holland, Michigan. And as a matter of fact, the last couple of months, just a few pages at a time, I have been rereading this book and just appreciating the little proverbs that I've always believed in, the proverbs that I have this book to thank, and some of the things I still have to work on. For instance, number 138, never deprive someone of hope. It might be all they have. I try to never break that rule, and it's because of this book that I think that way. I shudder to think of what kind of person I would be if I never heard that lesson before. There are other words here that, number 600. There are people who will always come up with reasons why you can't do what you want to do. Ignore them. That has always been an easy thing for me to do. Anyway, what I wanted to specifically share in the context of Sunday's homily is one of the very last ones in the book, the second last page, number 1548. Rescue your dreams. Rescue your dreams. That is beautiful. We hear a lot about dreams, live your dreams, follow your dreams, trace your dreams. For me, rescue your dreams, that just has a quality of nobility to it that I absolutely feel drawn to. And like I said, that's part of appreciating the world around you. I didn't write that. I didn't specifically plan for that to hit me tonight as I read that. But I did read it. And the important thing is to recognize and cherish these little moments of wisdom when life provides them to you, because they really do happen all the time. And finally, just to wrap things up for today, I went to see a show with a college friend last year for New Year's Eve because it wasn't on a Saturday. I didn't need to be up early on January 1st, especially anyway. And while we were there at the Neo Futurists performance, one of their little fundraisers was Poetry While You Wait. And I asked for a poem for New Beginnings to commemorate 2016. And 2016 was, frankly, a very hard year for us as Americans in general, for one reason or another, but also for me personally. But I'm still grateful that I have this poem to remember 2016 by. It's titled Signs, and it was written by Andrea Rehani on December 31st, 2015. Often, I find myself looking for a sign, something to point me in the right direction. Change usually occurs when rain kisses the ground. My thoughts pound against the sound of the nature-changing moment. The noise in the air is anything but bare. I am fine with continuing 2017, starting in that way. So God bless you all, and with utmost sincerity, may 2017 be beyond your wildest dreams.